The AI paradox. Why done greater than perfect? The AI paradox is something I've been thinking a lot about lately, especially as more people start to cool off from the initial hype around artificial intelligence. Not too long ago, it felt like everyone believed AI was going to instantly replace humans, run entire companies, and outperform people in every role imaginable. Now that the dust has settled a bit, many business owners and operators are starting to notice the flaws. AI isn't perfect, it makes mistakes, it lacks true human intuition, and sometimes it just doesn't feel quite ready. And because of that, a lot of people hesitate to use it at all. But that hesitation is exactly where the paradox begins, because AI doesn't actually need to be perfect to be incredibly valuable. In many cases, it doesn't even need to be better than a human. It just needs to be good enough. If you're a business owner watching this, there's a good chance you've thought about using AI somewhere in your company, but stopped yourself because you didn't fully trust it. Maybe you wondered if it would hurt customer experience, or if it would feel too robotic, or if it would make mistakes that a human wouldn't. And if you're someone building or selling AI automation solutions, you've probably run into the same resistance from clients who say things like, "This isn't as good as a human yet," or "I don't want to risk my brand on AI." Those concerns are understandable, but they also miss a much bigger picture. When businesses make decisions, they shouldn't only be asking whether something is perfect. They should be asking whether it creates a net positive outcome. One of the clearest ways to understand this is by looking at sales. A traditional human sales team has been the standard for decades. Humans are great at building rapport, understanding tone, responding emotionally, and creating trust. In many cases, a skilled human sales rep will close deals at a much higher rate than any AI system available today. That's the part people focus on. What they don't focus on as much are the limitations that come with humans. Sales reps are expensive. They often take 10 to 20% commission. They can only work a limited number of hours per day. They have good days and bad days. They can quit, burn out, or underperform. And most importantly, they don't scale easily. If you want more sales, you usually need more people. Now compare that to an AI sales rep. An AI sales rep might not sound as natural. It might not build the same emotional connection. It might close at a significantly lower rate than a top performing human. On the surface, that sounds like a losing trade, but once you look deeper, the equation changes. An AI sales rep costs almost nothing to run once it's built. It can handle calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It never gets tired, never asks for a raise, and never leaves your company. More importantly, it allows you to change how your entire sales funnel works. Instead of asking prospects to book a call and wait 1 or 2 days, you can let them speak to a sales rep instantly. That immediacy alone can dramatically increase the number of people who actually enter your funnel. When you run the numbers, things get interesting. Imagine 10,000 people visit your website in a month. That's 500 calls. If your sales team closes at 25%, you end up with 125 sales. Now factor in commission, and a significant portion of your revenue disappears before it ever becomes profit. With an AI sales rep, the close rate might only be 5%, which sounds terrible by comparison. But if instant availability increases your booking rate to 20%, now you're getting 2,000 calls instead of 500. 5% of 2,000 is 100 sales. Slightly fewer deals, but at a tiny fraction of the cost. When you subtract expenses, the final profit can end up being surprisingly similar, sometimes even better. This is the core of the AI paradox. Even when AI performs worse at the task itself, it can still win because of everything else it brings to the table. Scalability, speed, consistency, and cost efficiency matter just as much as raw performance, and sometimes even more. Businesses don't operate in a vacuum where only quality matters. They operate in real-world conditions where time, money, and resources are limited, and sales is just one example. The same logic applies in many other areas. Think about a small business owner who answers their own phone. Every missed call is potentially lost revenue. An AI receptionist might not sound as warm as the owner, and occasionally it might misunderstand a caller, but it never misses a call. It can handle multiple calls at once. Over time, the increase in answered calls often outweighs the small number of people who hang up because they realize they're talking to an AI. Again, good enough beats perfect. Content creation is another great example. An AI-generated video avatar might not be as engaging as a real human on camera. On a per-video basis, it might perform slightly worse. But if it allows someone to publish 10 times more content with almost no time investment, the overall result can still be better. Consistency often beats quality over the long term, especially in content-driven businesses. The same goes for analyzing customer surveys, processing support tickets, or summarizing internal data. A human might catch more nuance, but AI can do it instantly, at scale, and without burning out. What's important to understand is that we're still early. The AI tools available today are not the final version. They are improving rapidly, and the gap between human-level performance and AI performance is shrinking fast. That means the trade-offs we're talking about right now are only going to get more favorable over time. If AI can already make sense financially while performing worse than humans, imagine what happens when it reaches parity or even exceeds human performance in certain tasks. This is why learning how to build, deploy, and optimize AI systems right now is such a powerful opportunity. The businesses and individuals who understand that done beats perfect will move faster, test more, and adapt sooner. Meanwhile, those waiting for flawless AI systems may find themselves years behind. Perfection is comforting, but it's also paralyzing. Progress belongs to those willing to work with imperfect tools and improve them over time. At the end of the day, the question isn't whether AI is perfect, it's whether it helps your business operate better than it did before. If the answer is yes, then it's already worth using. And as the technology continues to improve, those early decisions compound into massive advantages. If you've made it this far, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you used AI in your business already, or are you still on the fence? Drop a comment below and let me know what your experience has been. And if you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.